Hi everybody, it's Mark Shellshear. This is the Mark Art Show coming to you from Galleria de las Islas in Metro Manila, Philippines. I'm going to start a series this week. I want to talk about something that really touches on what I believe is the foundations of all people who want to be successful. Now, it is my vision for all artists. I believe all artists can be prosperous if they choose to, and if they're prepared to put certain principles into practice, they can be prosperous. Now, it's not cheap. This is not easy to do. But I do believe, and that is really the vision I have, is I want to see artists prosperous. Now, it says in ancient script, it says this. It says, buy the truth and sell it not. Also, wisdom, instruction, and understanding. It says that we are to buy these things. Now, it's really interesting. As I told you, I was at a certain art show and I saw different artists, all of about the same age, you know, mature artists. These were not children. And they all had what I would see similar abilities, similar talent, if you want to call it. All had been in the industry a long time. And yet one was successful and the others were not. And the question is, why is this so? Why is it that some artists are successful and some artists are not successful? Now, if you were to ask these artists, please tell me, you know, what are the 5 steps to make you successful? They probably can't answer you. They would probably say things like talent, hard work, I don't know, just luck, I guess. Right gallery, right place, right time. You know, all these kind of things which are ephemeral and mean nothing. So how do I impose the principles I just talked about that will prove our success? Because it says, buy the truth and sell it not. And if we buy truth, then truth will eventually set us free and we'll be free to accomplish all the things we want to get. But there's a cost involved. This is not free. This is not given away. This is going to cost something. So if we put these 4 principles into our life, then we should be successful in any area of our life in which we want to put them. So how do I buy the truth? Well, I'm going to give you a few off-the-cuff things that I'll say, and they're not easy to do. None of these are easy to do, but just a few things to think about. Do not listen to the thief. Now, that's a fairly obvious thing to think about. We talk about the thief all the time. So don't listen to the thief. Second thing, don't listen to negative self-talk. That's another thing we talk about often. Don't listen to negative, critical people. People are always moaning and whinging and always find fault in everything. Don't listen to these people. Don't listen to the robbers and thieves. And I'll talk a little bit more about robbers and thieves later. And don't listen to flattery and what we would see as conventional wisdom. Don't listen to any of these things. You've got to learn to hear the truth. And the truth is very different when we have to listen to it and take it on board. And that's why I believe many artists aren't successful, because the truth is hard to deal with. It's reality. You see, we want to believe the lie. We want to believe the flattery because that's easiest. You know, I hear people say this, especially when I'm in Australia. They say, you know, if I could only win gold lotto and win $30 million, I know I will be happy and I'll be free. That's not the truth. That's a lie. Because you see, if you're not happy and free now, why will that make you happy and free later? All $30 million will do for you is be that you will be exactly the same person but with $30 million to spend. And if you are unable to save money and handle money now, when you get $30 million, you'll be unable to save money and unable to handle it. And it will eventually go. It might take a few years, but you will most likely end up in exactly the same place you are now with exactly the same amount of money, and you will be exactly the same. You see, outside circumstances don't change us. We change from within. Change comes within. Don't listen to the lie that says, oh, if only this would happen, I would be free. If only this would happen, I would be successful. If only this would happen, I would do this. If only they would help me. If only Mark would buy a painting of me. If only this gallery would take me, I would be. That's not true. None of those things are true. What's true is you have to buy the truth. Therefore, you have to pay a price. And there is a currency involved in this price. And I'm going to talk about this currency. I'm going to talk about this price that you have to pay. The first thing that you're going to have to pay for the truth is with time. Time. It will take years and years for you to be successful as an artist. I usually say between 5 and 10 years. It takes some people 15, 20 years. This is a slow process. Now, yes, I know we've all heard of that mysterious artist who's been painting for 6 weeks and they're selling their paintings at $10,000 and they're making a fortune. Yes, I know. I never met this person, but I hear about it all the time. I don't believe it, okay? I don't believe it. I have never seen this happen. I have seen people who blimp, they have a skyrocket effect and have success. They win a prize, they win a competition, they have one successful show, but if they're not ready for that success, they're gone. Never hear of them again. How many people do we know have won big shows as young men or women and today are not even painting? Many. Why? Because it takes years of patience and building. It's time. First price you will pay is time. You must put the time in it. You must pay your dues. You must do the 10,000 hours. Just part of the way it goes. The second thing is discipline. You are going to need to learn to be really self-disciplined so that you can recognize the thief when the thief comes along and says, don't do this, Mark. You're going to be criticized. You're going to be laughed at. Who do you think you are? Who do you think you are to say those kind of things? You've got to be able to say, that's the thief. I recognize the thief. I must be doing something right for the thief to turn up and try and stop me. So I'm going to go ahead and do it. Learn to use the thief to put you in the right direction. The second thing, stop the negative critical voice in your head. This is going to take time. This is going to take hard work. You want a positive affirmations. You want to tell yourself positive things about yourself. You want to tell yourself that you love yourself. If you don't love yourself, you can't love other people. You've got to get rid of that negative voice in your head. You really do. You need to also use discipline to get rid of the negative, critical, complaining, whinging people that are around you. I don't care if they've been around you for 20 years. I don't care if you care about them. I don't care if they're your best friends. Lose them. They are not to your advantage. You do not need negative, critical people in your life. Get rid of them. You can't change them, so get rid of them. And you become a positive looking person who has good things to say, an encouraging person, an inspiring person, someone who doesn't find fault but finds things to applaud. That's the kind of person you've got to be. This will cost you. It's going to cost you. You're going to lose people. Next thing, get rid of the robbers and the thieves out of your life. Who are those people? They're the people who ring you up at 10 o'clock in the morning and say, hey, Mark, I'm in the area. Let's go and have a coffee. No, I'm working, bro. I can't get... No, it's okay. You can catch up later. You make the time up. Come on, we're going to have a coffee. We're going to have a... That's a robber. Note, a robber. They are going to steal time off you. You can never get back, and it's wasted time. The person who rings you up at 4 o'clock in the afternoon and says, hey, Mark, come on, let's go and have a beer. You know, you can take an hour off. You've been working hard. Hear the voice? That's a robber. They want to steal from you your time. Now, they might be really great people. They might be really nice people, but they are not doing you a favor. Get rid of them. You don't need them. Those people learn to say no to robbers and thieves. They will steal your time, steal your security, steal your future, steal your success if you give them a chance. Oh, but we're just having a drink. Oh, we're just having a coffee. We're just having a day off. No, that's not part of the game. You are buying the truth. You're not getting it for free. Buy this. Next thing, flattery in lives. Look, we all love flattery. There's no doubt about it. You know, we like to hear those words, but learn that they're not true. Why do people flatter? Because they want something. Now, I know mum and dad and the family tell you you're incredibly talented. Yes, of course, but they love you. But don't listen to it. Don't hear it. Just say, thank you, but I know the truth. I've got to work hard. If I am talented, as you say, yes, but talent won't make it. I have to work hard to make it. Next thing you have to do is understand that failure is part of success. It's only when you fail will we see what you have. Can you get back up again, or will you give up? If you give up, then you're not prepared to pay the price. If you get up and get going, you're paying the price and you're buying the truth. Failure is part of success. You've got to fail a few times before you're going to be successful. That's just life, and you've got to be ready for that. Okay? And the last thing, habits. Your own personal habits. You have to work on them. Get rid of the bad habits. As I've been talking about, get rid of the bad thoughts, get rid of the wasting time, get rid of the useless things that you do, get rid of things where you use excuses and procrastinate, get rid of all of that. So my friends, you have to buy the truth. Talking a bit more, we're going to talk about this all week. We're buying the truth, we're buying wisdom, we're buying instruction, and we're buying understanding. And I'll explain all these things to you. But first of all, the reality. The reality is buying truth. Truth is reality. The reality is it costs you. And it costs you a lot sometimes. You've got to be prepared to pay it. Success is not free. Okay, my friends, I hope that helps. Please give me some feedback. Let me know what you think. It's Monday here, another big bright day in Manila. I look forward to having a great week. I look forward to talking to you again tomorrow. Remember to reach out, touch people, care for people. You know, smiles and hugs are free. Give them away generously. And I look forward to in the future days when I come and visit you in your studio, wherever it is on this planet. You have a fabulous day. I'm going to talk to you tomorrow. Ciao.